Hi, and thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be taking you through a mat Pilates class that is going to be using just a resistance tube and a mat. And I'm in my living room today because I'm going to be using the banister. So if you've got a banister that you want to loop around, or if a door handle or a table leg, anything that you can loop a band around, pretty much the entire workout's going to be done with the band looped to something stable. So the way I like to loop it is I'll take it in half, and then I'm going to take it around my banister, and I've got the looped end and the free ends, and I'm going to take the two free ends through the looped end and then bring it tight. So now I've got two equal ends that I'm going to be using. So let's go ahead and start standing your stable surface. We'll put our heels together, toes apart, sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back, pull your abs in, press your tail slightly down. Start with an exhale as you pull the arms right back behind you and inhale them forward. We'll continue that motion, and if you need to adjust, if you feel this is too hard, you can always give yourself some slack on the band. If it's too easy, you could step backwards or you could choke up on the band. So I love working with the TheraBands because they're so versatile. They're very portable. You can use them anywhere, and you can change your grip to change your work. So we're just going to start warming up the back. Think about standing as tall as you can. Find that posture. I've got my heels together and I'm squeezing the back of my legs, starting to fire up my glutes and my hamstrings. We'll do 2 more times pressing the arms, and then hold the arms back. Now hold the arms still and lift the heels up into releve and then lower back down. So I'm going to keep pushing back through my arms as I lift and lower my heels. Now it's really trying to push me forward, and I'm trying to keep pushing back through my arms to find my balance and stay stable. Good. We'll push up and back down for 4 and 3 and 2. Hold the next one up. Squeeze your bottom, squeeze your heels. Pulse the arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the heels down. Bring your legs as wide as comfortable. We're going to go into a nice big plie squat with an up a row. So you're going to bend your knees, bend your arms, straighten everything back out. So we're doing a nice squat as you pull the elbows wide and high. So my toes are pointing out, my knees and my ankles are in alignment. I'm pushing down through my heels. And as I lift, I'm trying to push into my legs and squeeze my legs. Again, you're in charge of how intense this is. If you want it harder, step away from where your band is anchored, or you can choke up on the band. Use that nice strong breath. Exhale as you pull, inhale as you resist. The next time you're in your squat, hold it, and we're just going to alternate right arm and left arm. So you're in charge again of how hard you want this to be. If you want more legs, go deeper in your squat. Less legs come out of your squat. I'm definitely starting to feel warm on my back, my shoulders, and my legs. Good. Let's go 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now pull both elbows back. We're going to punch the arms straight, pull them in. So I'm keeping my elbows right back in line with my shoulders as I'm straightening my knuckles and punching each side of the room. Press and release. Again, if some exercises are challenging, you can give yourself some slack. You want to feel after 8 that you've really worked the muscle, but you shouldn't feel like you're straining to get all repetitions in. Good. Let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. Come all the way in. We're going to turn to our left, put both of the bands into the left hand, and bring your legs together. So I'm going to step out to the left and do a high elbow row with a lateral lunge, and then come back in. So I'm stepping out, bending my left leg deeply, bending my left arm deeply, and then bringing myself back in. Now that band's going to try to pull me in quick, and I'm trying to control my motion coming in. So I'm moving in slow and steady and then pressing out. Good. We'll do 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now I'm going to change my arms, so I'm going to give myself a little more slack to an external rotation. So my elbow is going to stay glued to my waist, and I'm just going to rotate my forearm open and close. So get that motion with the arm, and let's add the leg again. So you're going to push out and back in. This time, if you want extra balance challenge, when you come in, keep the left leg lifted so that it's going to not touch the floor. That's going to make it a little bit more challenging for your balance. If it's too much, the left leg can touch the floor. Good, so I'm just rotating out and back in for 4 and 3 and 2. You've got it. Last one here, and come in. Good. Now stand with both feet hips distance apart. Put both straps into your right hand. Punch your right hand straight up to the ceiling and back down. So I'm going to show you how to progress this. Again, if it's too hard, you can always give yourself some slack. Good. If you want more balance challenge, I'm going to balance on my left leg, bring my right leg up. So it's going to work my core even more. It's going to work all the stability muscles in my left leg. Good. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Stay here. Keep the right leg lifted if you can. Take the strap in your left hand. Now, if you're like I am by a table or by a wall, you can always hold that for balance. I'm going to lean forward, shoot my right leg behind me. I'm going to just hold the balance, hold the table for balance. Pull your left elbow out to the left. Your left leg has a tiny little bend, and you're going to push the left arm straight towards the left side of the room. Kind of like a draw a sword exercise that we'd be doing on the reformer. If you feel you don't need to hold on, you can let go. Good. Give me 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. Come all the way up. I'm going to split my straps, so I've got one in each hand, and I'm going to turn and face away from my focal point. So I've got my straps one in each hand. I'm going to take my elbows into my waist, palms facing up. I'm going to push the arms up, kind of at a V position, and back down. So I'm punching my arms forward and back down. As always, we can continue to just work the arms, focusing on just upper body. If you're ready to add some legs, when you punch forward, your right leg's going to step forward into a lunge. And then when you punch forward again, your left leg will step forward. Make sure that you step forward and your weight goes down instead of forward. So you don't want your chest dropping down. You want to step forward, drop your back knee towards the floor. Step forward, your back knee goes towards the floor. Your spine stays up and down, perpendicular to the floor. Good. So I'm pressing out and in. Pressing out and in. You'll notice that once you start doing full body, that heart rate gets up pretty quick. Make sure you're breathing. Take a break if you need and go back to just the arms. We'll go 4 and 3, 2. Now the next time the right leg is forward, stop and hold. Hold the arms out. You're going to do little circles with the arms. Forward. Your resistance is pulling you back, so you're circling your focus forward and forward. For 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring that leg back, bring the elbows to the waist. Take your left leg forward, take the arms out. The straps are underneath your armpits. We're going to punch right and left. Punch right and left. Your left leg is forward, your right leg is back, and you're just alternating your punches. Right at shoulder height. Press forward and forward. Good. Nice work here. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Step the left foot back. I'm going to bring both feet together, both hands by my hips with the palms facing forward. I'm going to circle over my head and back. Circle over my head and back. So I'm trying to keep my fingers in my peripheral vision, so I'm pushing against that strap that's pulling me back, or that resistance tube. Adding the legs, you'll step forward and back. Left leg forward and back. So you're stepping forward, but thinking of your focus of your knee pressing down. So your chest is staying lifted and bright, crown of the head reaching to the ceiling. Pressing forward. Drive off that front leg to bring yourself back. 4, 3, 2. The next time the right leg is forward, pause. Right leg forward. Bend your elbows, straighten your elbows. I'm going to kind of change my grip and go into this tricep press. My elbows are going to stay close to my ears. I'm punching my knuckles up to the ceiling, bending my hands behind my head. Good. Maybe catch your breath since we've taken the legs out for this moment. And we'll do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Reach your right leg back, come back. Reach your left leg forward. I'll change my grip back to my original. Bring the arms forward and out to the side. Back to those circles, little circles forward and forward. So I'm pushing against the resistance, pressing my arms forward and just stirring my arms and my shoulder socket. Little circles for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Come all the way forward. Take both bands in your left hand. I'm going to turn around and we're going to work on this side. So I've got both hands now on my right hand. I'm standing with my feet together, standing nice and tall, shoulders down the back. Step your right foot out to the right, bend your right elbow to a high row, and then come back. So we're repeating everything we just did on the other side. If you know me, I like to work around the world, just making sure that we're hitting every muscle and different planes of motion. Good. So I'm pushing off of that right leg and rebounding in. Trying to come in slow and steady. Don't let that strap pull you too quickly. Let's go 3 and 2. 1 more. Come in, let's switch so that now you have your right elbow and it's glued right to your waist. You're going to hinge the door open with that external rotation of the right. So my forearm rotates open and close. My elbow, as you can see, is glued right to my side and it's not lifting at all. Let's add the legs. So you're going to take the right leg out and back in. External rotation and back in. Remember on the other side, we took it harder by lifting the right leg and hovering it and then stepping it out. And I also gave myself a little more slack. So if you're feeling you need a little more slack, if you need it to be easier, take some tension off of the band or step closer to your point. Good. Last 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice job. Step the right foot down. Take both bands in the left hand. Take it right beside you, knuckles to the ceiling. You're going to punch straight up and back. So I'm standing with my feet hips distance apart, finding my focus, looking right out in front of me. If you feel comfortable with your balance, Bring your left leg up. And you could even just have your left toe on the floor, because every side's a little different. So if you feel like this side might be a little more challenge, do what is appropriate for you on this side. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Take the band in the right hand. So make sure you have both of the straps. My left hand, I'm going to reach and just hold on for balance. I'm going to shoot my left leg back, hinge forward. My right elbow is going to go out to the side. My right knee slightly bent. I'm going to do that. Draw the sword. Punch the right knuckles out to the right. Bring them back in. Punch and back in. If you do not need to hold on, take the hand away. You can bring it to your hip. A lot of balance here. That band is trying to pull us off to the left. I jinxed myself. I let it pull me. Okay, you're doing great. Almost there. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. Come all the way up. Okay, turn back to where we started. We've got to make a little change. I'm going to take my band. I'm going to bring my foot up. It's easier to do it this way. I'm going to make a loop and bring it around my foot. Now what I need to make sure I'm doing is a double knot. So I've tried this several times and the single knot does not hold. It'll come right off. So do a knot and then double knot it again. It will make it harder to come off, but it shouldn't be impossible. So you're going to double knot so that you know it's secure and it's right around my foot. As if you were putting a foot in strap, it'd be in that same place. I'm going to now hold on because I need a little balance. So if you're by a wall, you're holding on. If you're by a surface that you can't hold on to, put a chair here so you can hold it, or you can have the hands to the hips if you want to work super hard. So I'm going to kick that leg back and bring it in. Remember, I've got the double knot, and that's what's going to help me to prevent this band from falling off. So take the time to double knot. Good, I'm pushing straight back through my heel, pressing the leg away, pulling it in. Press it away, pull it in. Use your breath. If you need it harder, you can always choke up on the band when you do your knot. They do make bands in different resistances too, so if you have a lot of different resistances, you might try out heavier for the legs. The next time the leg is straight, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to lower it, squeeze and lift. Lower, squeeze and lift. Now my right knee has a tiny little bend. That's just so I'm not locking out my joint. We'll go 3, 2, hold your next one up. Turn the toe out to the side. I'm going to bend my knee to my elbow, push it back. Bend my knee to my elbow, push it back. So I'm a little bit turned into an open rotation of my hips. Uh-oh, I didn't tie it high enough. Keep going if you didn't lose your knot. I think I didn't do my knot tight enough. So that's what happens. Nothing too bad. It's just you kind of lose the knot. Okay, I'm going to make sure I definitely double. If you're still moving, keep going. You're doing great. Okay, I'm just going to make sure I've got this double knotted so we can finish that second part. All right, so I'm kicking the leg out at the turnout. Now I'm going to turn the hip back. I'm going to tap it to the left and then behind me. So I'm just doing a little semicircle, out and around. Tap up, left, up, back, up, left, up, back. Good. Up, left, up, back, up. Good. Let's try 4 more. Hopefully you're feeling those bottoms working. Last one. Good. Come all the way in. I'm going to take a quarter turn to my left. I'm going to send my left leg a little in front of my right. Now I'm going to work my outer thigh. I'm going to push out and back in. Now I'm holding on for a little balance. Again, if you don't need to hold on, you can bring the hands to the hips. Definitely helps to hold on. Right leg has a tiny bend. I'm using that outer thigh right here to push and release. Push and release. So we'll work everything in the left leg, and then we'll switch the band to the right and work all the planes of motion on the other leg. And 3 and 2. Now hold it, give me little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap out, tap in, tap out, tap in. So you're tapping and tapping, tapping and tap. Awesome, almost there. Good, keep using your breath, keep rolling the shoulders back, keep standing up tall. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good job. One more thing in this side, turn all the way around, 180. So now we're going to put the weight in the right leg. Your left leg is going to push in front. So it's a kick over. So now we get to work the opposing muscle, the inner thigh. So lift up on the pelvic floor, squeeze the inner thigh. So you come across and squeeze. Find that little pause. Just like I like to say on the reformer, you're coming across and pausing where you're not letting that weight pull you. So come in across and pause, across and pause. Think belly button pulling into the spine, tailbone pressing down. You've got it. We've got 4 and 3, 2. Hold it over to your right. Give me little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Tap right, tap left, tap right, tap left. So it's a little semicircle. So tap, 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 tap. Good. We've got 3 and 2 and 1. Good job. Let's face back to where we started. Now, hopefully you have that double knot. You should just be able to take it off of one foot and put it on the other foot. Let's see if I can get this side to work for me. So I'm going to put my hands onto the surface that I'm facing. My left leg is on the floor. I'm going to hinge forward slightly from the hips and do a little donkey kick. So I'm kicking straight back and forward, straight back and forward. You may have to adjust where you're standing in line with that spring. So if you notice, I moved over a little to my right because it was kind of hitting me right at my knee. So now it's more in the inner thigh or the inseam of my leg. Push straight out, push straight out. Good. Really bending the left knee slightly so you're not locking out. Are you guys as winded as I am? Because I'm like seriously not having can hardly talk here. Hopefully you're feeling the effects too. Last 4. So this is for all of you who are stuck at home with no reformer, can still get a really good strength workout. Do one more, hold it back, tap it down, squeeze up, down, squeeze up. I don't know if I should make you go longer on this side, since if you kept working when I was trying to get my band back on, maybe you stopped. We'll try to equal it out. 4, 3, 2. Hold the next one up, turn the toes out, bend the knee to the elbow, push it out, bend it in, push and press. Really good job. I definitely feel my left hip on fire. Hopefully you're feeling at least something working there. My right hip's working too. Don't worry about that. It's all working. 3, 2, 1 more. Turn it back to the front. Tap it to the right. Tap it back. So you're making that little semicircle. tap, and tap. Good. 4, 3, 2, give me one more, and then rest. Turn quarter turn to your right. We're going to work the outer thigh first, so you're standing firmly on the left foot. Lift the right leg in front, kick it out, and back. Now I'm not trying to kick so high, like this was not what I want. I don't want to be changing my structure of my spine. I'm going to isolate right here, keep everything vertical, straight up and down to the ceiling, and just using that side of my bottom to lift and press. Doesn't take long to get a good workout with the band. I'd like for you to do 3 more. Hold this next one out, give me pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and tap. Right and forward, right and forward. You've got it. 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Okay, one more side to go. Let's turn halfway around. Put your weight in your left leg, bring your right leg in front, and you're just going to kick like you're kicking a soccer ball off to the side with the inside of the foot. I guess that's how you kick a soccer ball. I've never played soccer, but you're kicking some kind of ball with the inside of the foot to the left. You're pulling up on your pelvic floor. You're pulling your abs in, slightly dropping the tailbone, lifting the sternum, looking right out in front of you, using your breath, pulling up and in. You're doing great. Good. Hopefully you feel it. I do. Last 4 and 3, 2. Let's hold it over. Give me those little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ready to tap, tap forward, tap left, tap forward, and left. I think my legs are done after this. What do you think? Do we need more legs? I think that's good. You could always do a second set if you disagree. You could rewind me. We've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and come out of there. Now you do need to take your knots out. So let's see how quickly I can do that. If you get done before me, you could always grab a drink. Let's see how we do. Okay, I did pretty well. I got it out pretty fast. Okay, so you're going to unwind it. So you've got 2 separate bands again. And then we're going to actually sit down facing the band. So I've got my feet about hips distance apart. I'm going to choke up on the band. Now for this, the more I choke up, the more help it's going to give me. I'm going to sit up tall, and then I'm going to roll myself all the way back. Now my head's going to probably go out of the shot behind the couch, and then we're going to roll up. But my couch was way too big to move, so hopefully you realize my head's still there. It's just hidden. So we're going to roll back, and then we're going to roll it up. So scoop and tuck, roll yourself back. Nice roll up because you have the assistance of this band helping you to roll up. Maybe I'll try to scoot forward so you can, it's okay if you don't see my head. You know it's still there. Rolling back and rolling up. Good. You could also have your feet together. I guess it's no big deal if they're touching or hips distance apart, kind of personal preference. And if you're up against a wall, you could even have your heels pushing against the wall. I kind of keep sliding away. Now next time you go back, I want you to hold it halfway. So I'm tucked in scoot for my low abdominals. I'm going to give myself a little more slack because I'm going to pull my elbows in. My knuckles are facing each other, and I'm just going to twist my spine and drop my right elbow to the mat. and I'm going to twist the other way and drop the left elbow to the mat. So I'm just doing a side to side oblique twist. I'm trying to really engage my legs. I've got my feet really flexed. I'm pushing my legs down into the mat, squeezing my muscles into the bones. So I'm anchoring from my legs, and I'm twisting from my torso. I want you to do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come to the center, straighten the arms, roll all the way back. Now give yourself some slack, so it might be a little harder. Roll all the way up. Sit up tall, roll halfway back. Second option, pull the knuckles together. This time when you twist to the right, you're going to punch your arms to the diagonal, bring them back in. Twist to the left, punch the diagonal, bring back in. This is one of my favorite series that I do on the reformer, but it works just as nice here using the band. So you're going to twist and punch, working the arms, working the core. Keep those legs active. You've got to anchor down with your legs. Good. We'll go 4 and 3 and 2. One more here. Come to the center. Roll yourself all the way up. One more variation. Sit up tall. Roll yourself back. This time take your arms out and hold them. They're in a low V position. And I'm just going to touch my right fingers to the floor, touch my left fingers to the floor. I'm tucked and scooped through my low belly, and I'm just going side to side. Good. You've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Come knuckles in, roll yourself all the way up. Sit up nice and tall. Okay, let's take it from here. We're going to lay all the way back onto the floor. And now I've got my band behind me, so my head is facing to where I have the band. I'm going to have my feet flat on the floor. I'm going to take my strap right into the ceiling with my palms facing each other. So I'm going to start by pulling my arms straight down to the sides and back up. Now I want to focus on pulling from my lats or my back body. So I'm drawing my shoulders down the back. I'm trying to think of my armpits drawing to my waist. So this is level 1. If you want a little more challenge, lift your legs into tabletop and root the tailbone heavy. If you want a little bit more abdominal in the upper ab area challenge, you're going to lift your head as you pull and lower. Now for some of you that may not work, and what you do not want to do is do something that doesn't feel good. So for me, I cannot lift my head too many times or I start getting a lot of neck pain the next day. So for me, my head is down. That's what works for me. You do what works for you. The next time the hands are to the hips, hold them. Bend your elbows, push. So my elbows are anchored into the mat. I'm doing a nice tricep press. You still have the option of lifting and lowering the head. You also have the option of holding the head up. I'm going to add some legs to this. So every time I punch my arms out, I'm going to push one leg out. The next time I'm going to push the other leg out. So when my knuckles touch the floor, one leg goes out, and then the next time the other leg goes out. I'm keeping my tailbone heavy. Nice neutral pelvis. Again, head up or down, your choice. If you want it harder, let's do both legs together. Both legs bend, both legs straighten. Both legs bend, both legs straighten. Three, and 2, and 1. Good. Pull the knees in. Take the arms back up. We're going to take the arms out to a T. We're going to take the legs straight up to the ceiling. You're going to let the legs go down as low as comfortable, and when the legs come up, the arms come to the hips. So the arms go out like a snow angel, and the legs go up and the arms come down. So I'm just kind of circling my arms out to the side. You could even have your pinkies kind of running along the floor as a reminder to keep pushing down against the resistance of the band. I'm only lowering as low as I can with my legs, keeping my abdominals engaged. So if you can't go too far, that's fine. You're not going as far as you can. You're going as far as you should go. So don't let your abdominals poof. Don't let rocking happen in your pelvis. Give me 3 more. And 2. 1 more. Good job. Go ahead and lower. Pull the knees in. Give yourself a little stretch. We're going to work into a little side plank variation into a regular plank. And I'm going to do them on my forearms. So I'm going to come up and turn to you first. I'm going to take a quarter turn to my right. I'm going to place my right elbow in line with my shoulder. And I'm going to first lift up option 1 to my knees. So this could be your first plank with your knees, and you have a straight line from your knees to the crown of the head. Option 2, I'm going to stack my feet left on top of the right or in front of the right, and I'm going to hold the band with my left hand. Now I've got my right elbow in line with my shoulder. I'm holding the side plank. I'm going to take this arm and pull it all the way down and back up. Pull it all the way down and up. Good. I should be talking, I'm sorry. I should be cueing you through something. This is too hard to talk. Just keep breathing. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good job. Come all the way down, turn to face your band. I was going to say reformer. I'm still doing a band work. Okay, you're in tabletop position. We're going to come down to an elbow plank in this direction. So I want you to come to your forearms. I guess you don't need the band, sorry. Just you can let go of that. Just doing a plank. Some come onto your feet, drop your tailbone. I'm sure you can't see my feet, they're still there. Tuck your tailbone under, roll your chest forward. And we're gonna hold our plank before we transition to the other side. I guess it'd be nice for me to tell you how long it's going to be. How about 3 more breaths? And 2 and 1. Good. Set the knees down. Push into a little child's pose, pressing the hips back to the heels. Giving yourself a little stretch. And we are ready for the other side. So I'm going to pick up the band with my right hand. I'm going to put my left elbow in line with my left shoulder. I'm going to turn to the left. Option 1, I'm going to come to my knees. Option 2, my right foot stacks in front of my left. I'm going to hold the band with my right hand at shoulder height, and I'm going to pull it all the way down. Excuse me, it was up over the head. Pull it all the way down to the hip, back up to the ceiling. Never mind, you're going up and down. Keep lifting up and out of your left shoulder. The worst thing you can do is kind of sag in that shoulder. You want to think of the weight coming up and away from the elbow. Good. Keep breathing. Exhale, pull. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull. Inhale, release. Let's go just a few more. We'll do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good job. Come all the way down. Back to your plank. Let's do 1 more plank in the middle. Set your strap down. Come onto your elbows. Push back onto your toes and find your elbow plank. From here, I'm going to just drop my right knee and tap it, drop my left knee and tap it. Right and tap, left and tap. Use your breath. 2 more. Hold your plank. Take your right hip, drop it. Take your left hip, drop it. So you're dropping right and left and right and left. One more each side. Last one. Find your plank. Forward with the shoulders, back with the shoulders. So you're pointing your toes, flexing your feet. Last thing we're doing here, you can do it. You've got it. 3 and 2 and 1. Set the feet down. Press into your little child's pose. Nice work. All right, come up and come into a little mermaid position. So I've got my right leg parallel to my strap. I've got my left leg out in front. I'm going to take the strap and bring it in my left hand. I'm going to kind of interlace my hands. Actually, it's going to be my right hand. I'm going to interlace my hands. I'm going to twist my torso to the right and twist it back. Now play around with your strap. If you need it harder, just choke up a little. Now as I twist, I'm lifting my torso up, bright through my heart, through my chest. Good. Nice job, you guys. Feel that waist working. We've got 3 and 2. Do 1 more here. Now take the left hand out of it. Your right hand's going to punch across and come back. So we're doing a punch and back, and a punch and back. Good. Just coming right at horizontal across the chest. And we've got 3 and 2. 1 more. Now take the arm over the head, thumbs by the ear, and you're going to come over the head and lean, and then come back. So my left hand's to my left. I'm going to drop to my left elbow and then come back. So I'm going to give myself a little more slack so I can get into a bigger stretch. Don't be afraid to change your resistance along the way. So different exercises might feel different. You might want a little bit more or less. 2 more. And last 1. Good. Take the strap in your left hand, take the right hand out to the side. Look to the right. Your left hand's going to come over your head, and then you're going to punch the left arm out to the left. So this would be similar to the semi-4 on the reformer. I'm punching out and back in. I'm keeping my right shoulder relaxed away from the ear, and I'm getting a good stretch through my left side as I punch through the left arm. Good. We'll go 3 and 2 and 1. Good. You can let go of that strap. Bring your left arm all the way over the head, just finding a stretch. And then switch. Bring your left elbow down to the side. Without the band, you're finding that same stretch we were doing with the band. And then come all the way up. Let's turn 180 degrees around. So now my left shin is parallel to where my strap is. My right leg is crossed in front of me. I'm going to take the band in my left hand, and then I'm going to kind of interlace my fingers, holding the band. I'm going to rotate right and left. So I'm rotating my torso and coming back. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Good. Last 2. And last 1. Now put the strap in the left hand. Your left hand's going to punch across the body and back. Punch across the body and back. So I'm rotating from my waist and twisting from my torso. My hips are staying grounded. I'm trying to press my left hip into the mat as I twist through my midline. Good, let's go 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the hand by the armpit. Your right hand's out to the side. You're gonna lean right, punch the left hand over the head as you bring the right elbow down, and then pop it back up. So you're gonna lean and come back up. Nice work. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Now put the strap in the right hand. Bring your left hand down towards the floor. Look towards the left. You can bend your left elbow. I'm going to choke up a little and bring my right elbow to the ceiling. And I'm going to push for my semaphore. So my left elbow is slightly bent. My left shoulder's away from my ear. And I'm punching that right arm nice and long. And then curling around my head. Three, and 2, and 1. Nice job. Put that strap away. Take your left arm up, right elbow down. Big mermaid stretch all the way to the right. And I'm pushing into my right elbow and kind of pressing my hips to the left to deepen my stretch. And then we'll come up and switch, bringing the left hand down and the right arm up. And then come all the way up. Let's take the band off. So you're going to take the band and bring it with you, and we're going to lay all the way down. So lay on your mat. We're going to use the band for some final stretching, so I'm going to lay all the way onto my back. I have the band just around my right foot. Half of it's on the right side, half on the left, so kind of equalize it out. I'm going to send my left leg long onto the mat, keeping my left leg grounded. My shoulders are down my back, my abs and ribs are drawing in. So this is your 12 o'clock position on the clock. I'm going to circle all the way down to 6 o'clock, all the way up and around and back to 12. So I'm just making a big circle with that right leg. And I'm sure my leg's going out of the frame as well, but it's still there. Make these as big as you can. Hopefully you've got some open space. I think my table's a little in the way. I'm trying not to hit it. Now, next time you're up at 12 o'clock, reverse the direction, go the opposite way. We'll do that 2 more times. And when you get to 12, you're going to hold it again. Flex your foot, hold as close to the foot as you can with the strap. And with a big inhale, you're going to relax for a second. And then with a big exhale, you're going to start to pull that leg a little closer. So your body's going to respond on the exhale. If you can take an inhale, squeeze your quad, lift your kneecap. Exhale, sink deeper into your stretch. Do that 1 more time. Flex that foot towards you. You want to get a good calf and Achilles stretch. And then we'll take the left hand on the left hip, keep that left leg grounded as you take the right leg all the way open to the right for a nice big inner thigh stretch. You might even take your left hand out to the side for balance, counterbalance, and you could even look towards your left hand. Bring the leg up, grab the strap with the left hand, or the band, keep calling it a strap, and then go all the way over to the side. So you're going to the left side, your right arm comes out for counterbalance, and you're stretching through the entire side. Now, if you keep your hip grounded and don't go as far, you're gonna feel it more in the IT band. So if that's where you want the stretch, keep your hip down. If you want more of the stretch in your low back, lift your hip and take it into more of the back. You'll still get a little into the IT band and glute, but you might feel it a little deeper into your spine. Or you can do both. And let's come up and we will switch legs. So let's put the left foot into the band. The right leg is gonna go long. I'm gonna anchor down through the right. My left hand is holding the band with my elbow glued to my waist. I don't know if I said that last time. I'm at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna circle all the way around to 6, back and up and around to 12. I'm just stirring that leg bone in my hip socket. Going down and then up and around. I like to keep my right hand on my hip just as a reminder that I'm not rocking and moving through my pelvis. I'm only moving my leg. When you get to the top, I want you to reverse the direction of the circle. Go the opposite way. Good, I'm trying to hit each number on that clock. So I'm working my hip and kind of stretching it through the entire range of motion. Good, do that one more time. And then come up to the top, flex your foot, grab a little higher if that works for you. Big inhale to hold. Squeeze your quadricep, lift your kneecap, nice big exhale as you pull that leg closer towards you. Do that 2 more times. Big deep inhale. Exhale and pull it in. 1 more time, big deep inhale. And exhale, pull it in. Keep the band in your left hand, bring it out to the left. Take your right hand to the right and look right as a counter stretch. Come all the way up, switch the band into the right hand. So option 1, the left leg comes over to the right. You keep the left hip down, deeper stretch to the IT band. Second stretch, you lift the hip, deeper stretch through the back. Come all the way up and then take that band off. Bend your right leg and your left, and I'm going to cross my left leg is going to cross over my right in a figure 4, and I'm going to grab behind my right hamstring and I'm going to give it a pull. So I'm pulling my right leg towards me. I'm pushing my left leg away from me. My left foot is flexed. If you let the ankle sickle, you'll lose most of the stretch of the ankle. So I'm trying to keep my ankles straight so I get more of the stretch in my hip. And I'm pulling that right leg towards me. And then we'll switch. So we'll cross your right leg over your left, keep that ankle nice and strong, and then pull your left leg in towards you. So definitely a great stretch to do after all that standing leg work we did. And then we'll do one final thing. We'll pull the knees into the chest. We're just going to rock side to side. Give that back one last final massage. And then you can roll up and down the spine if that feels good, or just roll to the side and make your way all the way up. And we are done. Awesome job today, you guys. Thanks for joining me. If you have any other suggestions for class, let me know. And I hope you're doing well and hope to see you soon.